I hope your family and friends are all keeping safe, and I pray for their well-being. Amid rising cases of COVID-19, let us all continue to exercise greater caution. Coming back to today's call, I have the pleasure of announcing a new member to the executive team, Mr. Balaji AS, who will be taking over the role of CFO at Kraft Limited. Mr. Balaji is a chartered accountant and a cost accountant with over a decade of rich experience in finance, business excellence, process automation, and risk consulting. Mr. Balaji has a demonstrated history of working with private and publicly held companies in diverse industries, including FMCG, logistics, insurance, manufacturing, and construction industries. His diversified and great deal of experience would help the company to achieve its vision and create wealth for its valuable stakeholders in the long run. This is an exciting time for Kraft with the recent announcement of our entry into electrical switches and accessories segment through the acquisition of business of Skava Electric Private Limited and our foray into branded modular kitchen segment. This is an important milestone in the company's growth journey for the next few years. Both these segments represent attractive market opportunity and will allow us to offer additional products with an attractive value proposition to our clients. Both these businesses will leverage key strengths that Kraft possesses: manufacturing expertise, strong brand recall for the Pigeon brand, and a pan-India distribution network. We envisage to make additional investments in both these businesses to ramp up capacity as well as automate production lines. With acquisition of business of Skava Electric Private Limited, we will foray into the business of manufacturing low-voltage switchgear solutions like electrical switches, sockets, distribution boards, switchboards, MCB, bulb holders, etc. As part of this acquisition, the founder of Skava will be appointed as the business head of this segment and will also observe the design, operation, and manufacturing team from Skava Electric Private Limited to kickstart the production. The acquisition was on a slump sale basis for a consideration of rupees 4 crores in cash, which is subject to due diligence and regulatory approvals. This acquisition will act as a natural extension to our existing product offering of Pigeon LED. Skava enjoys a strong brand recall and has a wide distribution network in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities in southern India and will supplement Kraft's existing distribution network. In addition, we also are making an aggressive foray into the modular kitchen segment. Currently, this segment is highly unorganized, comprises of local carpenters, contractors, builders, small retail operators, and architects. The current addressable market for branded modular kitchen segment in India is estimated to be around 12,000 crores and expected to grow at a robust CAGR of 20%. We believe this is the right time for us to diversify and capture market share as the industry shifts from unorganized to organized. Our ready-to-assemble, the RTA kitchens, will be a standard offering catering to majority of the kitchen shapes and dedicated modules of wall cabinets, floor cabinets, and tall units, along with multiple color options. The inventory of standard cabinets will be manufactured in mass production automated lines at an in-house facility in Bangalore, which has been acquired from Smith, along with the entire team of operations and designers. This will allow the customers to benefit from assured quality, quick delivery, something like 48 hours of that, and affordable price derived from economies of scale. A Pigeon RTA kitchen with plywood cabinets with a countertop, kitchen sink, chimney, cooktop, and accessories will be available to the consumers from April 2022 onwards at a delivered price starting at 69,990. It sounds exciting. Now I request the moderator to open the floor for question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. first question is from the line of Aniruddha Joshi from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, just want to understand in terms of modular kitchen means it will be a similar business model to Asian Paints Slick. Is the understanding correct?
So our primary foray to the modular kitchen segment is derived with our experience that very long back in 2006, between 2006 and 10. We had created a system called RTA kitchens. These are ready to assemble standard modules of kitchens which can be customized to the dimensions of the available space in the kitchen. But then these are standard modules. It's not like we design a kitchen based on the individual customer's requirements. These are mass-produced different modules which are like Lego blocks assembled. So to form a kitchen that looks like any other kitchen, but then these are produced in mass volumes. Of course, we have multiple color choices. The difference between the kitchens that you are mentioning and these kitchens these are not individually customized, but these are standard modules available. It is like if you want me to explain to you in a simpler understanding, it's like buying a ready-made shirt or getting a shirt customized. It's like that.
Okay, understood. So, sir, what will be the initial investment in terms of branding, distribution, marketing that we plan to invest in this new business model?
So we have acquired a manufacturing facility from MedSpace along with the team. That has come at a very attractive price. We have only invested about 86 lakhs in this. And over and above this, their current with the automation that we have planned and the shed that we are putting up within our premises. So we envisage about 4 to 5 crores of initial investment to kickstart the business. Marketing, we already have various channels which are getting to our in our business for the Pigeon brand. We also have a Gilma brand which is we sell our products to EBOs. With the various channels that are existing, we believe the business can kickstart, and we'll explore what you call EBO kind of a strategy for this kitchen business. Apart from addressing it through the existing architects, the carpet. Even for the carpenter, it becomes very attractive to offer a kitchen to his client by buying the modules from us and customizing it. So this business will evolve over time, but initially we will exploit the channels that we have.
Okay, understood. And sir, lastly, on the acquisition that we have done, so as I understand, the product portfolio is slightly different from the kitchen portfolio that we are having, and it's more into the electrical. So, the company is diversifying into another business segment altogether. So, in terms of the investment or the management bandwidth, etc., that will. So, how is the management gearing up for that additional investment in a very different set of business altogether? Or what will be right to win in that segment for us?
Time, energy, effort to build the LED business, which is the electrical side of the business. We have a parallel network apart from the other channels that are common, that is the modern retail and the e-commerce. The general trade, we have built a network across 11, 12 states now. This is only complementing to the existing range of products. Of course, when you compare it with the kitchen, this is a completely diversified range of products. But we have a network in the electrical business. Primarily, it has started with our LED. It is a very, very fast-growing business for us. It has grown at a CAGR of more than 50-60%, and it is continuing to grow. So we are able to build a distribution network in that. This range, the additional range of switches and the accessories that we discussed, a part of the new acquisition, will only complement the business in the existing channels. There's no additional team required for this. Of course, we are acquiring the design, the manufacturing team, the existing team of Skava Electric Limited, headed by the promoter himself, who has a rich experience of 20 years. So that is the strength. On the investment side, I can say, of course, there will be some new toolings apart from the existing range that they already make. So definitely that is going to be there. But the channel is ready already.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. This is helpful. I will join the queue now.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Achal Lohade from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. My first question is, can you help us in terms of, how many categories are we present in and, in the existing product, in the existing business? And, how do you plan to kind of, scale that in terms of, is there any particular category which you think we can, make it very large, or it will be a broad-based growth across the categories?
So you are talking about the electrical line or your existing kitchen related?
Our existing kitchen business, sir. Yeah.
So no, the existing kitchen business, of course, the kitchen itself is an extension of our existing kitchen business. Though kitchen and the kitchen appliances don't sound to be the same, but it is addressing the same consumers. There will be additional channels through which the kitchen, we are introducing the kitchen. But in our existing business, that is, we have a long tail of small appliances where if in the past I would have mentioned this, I will want to repeat it, that we are seeing that we get to leadership as and when we are indigenizing the products that we currently are importing. When we make assembly lines, we save a lot of money and we pass it on to the consumer. Then as we get scale, we backward integrate into manufacturing these products. We have been experiencing in many of the product lines that we are currently doing that, we are getting to leadership. So, but there is a very long tail of appliances that we already deal with, and there is innovation that is continuously happening. So I can say for the next few quarters, that could be 8-10 quarters, we have enough lined up, and these are different products within the same product category that we are offering to the consumers. But today, because we are also a Me Too trader, we don't have the edge that we can offer to our consumers in terms of value. So, but the moment we get into manufacturing, we are able to do that. So we are continuously doing. I can say every quarter you will see some products that from our existing range being indigenized or Indianized, and then maybe initially only produced, and then we backward integrate.
Understood. Is it possible to give us some sense in terms of, what new categories have we entered or introduced, apart from LED in last 5 years, and what would be their contribution now? Where I'm coming from is that, from the new ventures we are getting in, what kind of scale up can one look at over next 3 to 5 years? I'm not looking at really the short term, but maybe 3 to 5 years time.
So I can say we will be able to get in the electrical business along with our LED. We are aiming at 3% market share in the next 3 to 4 years, and that is quite sizable. We believe that it will be about 20. It will contribute to about 20% of our revenue in the next 3 to 4 years. The electrical segment itself. Regarding the products, if you want to know how it is scaled up, I'll tell you about the recent past. The 3 products that in the last 2 years we have done this process of what you call Indianizing or producing and then backward integrating. The choppers, the electrical kettle, and the induction cooktop. These are categories that we are very proud of. All these categories, we are leaders in the category today.
Okay, so when you say leaders, you mean you are number one in induction cooktop? Is it like
yes.
We have? Okay. So, I presume these are the 3. Sorry, I'm harping on this question because, that's one of the questions.
Feel free.
So these products we have been we were selling for a while, right? I mean, we have indigenized and obviously we have scaled up, but this we already had. So what I also wanted to check the new categories or new products what we have launched apart from the LED. Is there any product and what would be their contribution?
No, so in the LED, there are different types of LED products. So we started only with bulbs when we started off. There were only 4 SKUs. We used to have a 3, 5, 7, 9 watts of bulbs alone. And today, we have a range from 0 to 50 in the bulbs alone. Then we have a range of battens, that is what we call tube lights. Then we have downlighters. And then we have emergency bulbs. And also in the same channel, we sell emergency lamps. All these are, I can tell you we are growing upwards of 50% in the last 4 years. And we we believe that we can grow much higher at a higher rate for the near term. So the new products that you are talking about is related to this, whether it is switches or the MCB or whatever. I mean the range of products that we are introducing. The advantage is the team that was currently handling the manufacturing and sales of this under the Skava Electric Limited. So last year they have done, I mean they were about 10 crores, but the company has gone through a little challenging time. 2 years back they were about 30 crores of revenue. So with the capabilities that they had, they are able to get there, and I'm sure with the additional strength that Kraft possesses, whether it's manufacturing or the network or the brand, I think definitely it's a very winning proposition for us.
Understood. Sorry, I'm just curious. So you said 3% market share over next 3 to 4 years for the electrical plus LED, right? So you said 12,000. What's the market size of the switches, switchgears, etc.? So I'm coming to the number. Is it like we are talking about upwards of 300, 400 crores revenue from this category?
So the 12,000 was for the kitchen business I mentioned, and I don't have an exact number, but what in our mind is about 15,000 crores. And we believe that if you want to get to that arithmetic math today, the market is about, if it is 3%, it's 500 crores.
Okay. Understood. And sir, just last question, if I may, with respect to, in terms of investments, you did, make a comment that the existing will take care of that. Would you require, further capital infusion or, investment in terms of the capital expenditure, etc., to grow these two business lines, or not really? You can.
The company is generating enough cash every month.
No, obviously, I don't deny that. What I'm trying to check is that, would we look at like 40-50 crores of incremental investment going into these categories?
It is not required. See, the fundamental infrastructure for all this is already there. So, because we are currently having the enough space, real estate for even the LED business, where we were setting up the lines for the switches. So there is no additional on the shed side. Of course, there is some tooling which is a continuous process. So it's not overnight, but over the next 3-4 years, there is a continuous investment on tooling. On the kitchen business, of course, we are setting up a new shed, and we are moving these machines that we have acquired from Muddsmith. Along with this, we'll be adding some additional machines which will automate those lines and will be able to produce at a higher rate. So that requires some more investment. For the kitchen business, I can say apart from what we have already paid, about 4-5 crores will go into the investment. But for the electrical side, it is only the tooling, because we have all the electronic side. We are been making the PC boards or injection molding. We have enough machines at the moment.
Got it. And just last question, in terms of new categories, are you looking at further new categories, or this is good enough for the time being for next couple of years, where you'll try and build upon these categories before adding further new categories?
On the category side, I've already mentioned on the small appliances, we are continuously working on Indianizing, that is manufacturing, and then backward integrating. So that is a continuous activity. Apart from that, the kitchen and electrical should keep the company very, very busy for the near future.
Got it, sir. Thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, we would request you to rejoin the question queue. The next question is from the line of Kunal Shah from Carnelian Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Gandhi and Mr. Rajiv. I had a few questions. So first thing I wanted to understand is this Skava used to do about 30 crores kind of revenue 2 years back, and is now doing 10 crores. So any particular reason for the drop in the revenue, and what kind of synergy is there in the current distribution channel of LED for kitchen brand, which can be exploited? If you could help understand that a little bit on the Skava part.
Yeah, so the pandemic has brought challenges to many enterprises, and one of them could be Skava Electric Limited. Though it's a private limited company, of course, driven by a promoter, and there could have been challenges managing the cash flows and all that. Is also during these times, not every company they have gone through challenges during these times, several companies, and I can say this company also was having those challenges. But what we like with Skava was it is a very innovative a team, very energetic, innovative team who have really created world class products with the limited resources that they had, and with the capability of Kraft in manufacturing and the DNA of Kraft in cost, with the network of Kraft across the country and the brand vision, we thought that makes a lot of synergy to scale up the business from wherever it is. The existing team and the merged team of Kraft, I think they become a very formidable force to do the vision that the company has for this business.
So what would be the team size and the distribution, the synergy that would be there?
11-member team that we are acquiring from Skava.
Okay. And just wanted to understand, sir, how would the margin profile be for this particular business? It would be margin accretive to the existing business that we do, or for certain time frames since we'll be investing in building these businesses.
Profitable from day one, but the initial years of building years may envisage a little more expenditure versus the revenue. But in the 3 years' time, we believe that it will be at the same margins of the current business. Definitely, if not better, but it will be at the current level.
Okay. Fair enough, sir. And just wanted to understand that this modular branded segment, right? I mean, there have been examples, peers, which have not been able to scale up this business. As you also rightly mentioned, that it is very much large, organized, and driven by carpenters and all of that. So what is our right to win in this business segment? Because I understand the distribution channel also would be completely different from what we have presently for our existing business of LED and kitchen appliances. So it's in a way a completely different way of selling products. However, it would still be a part of kitchen, but the way how it gets sold or driven is completely different from what we are presently doing, right? So, two parts to this question. One was obviously the right to win and how we, try to scale this business. And second question is also, we already have, quite a few things on our hands. That is, building up distribution channels other than e-commerce in South, along with product category expansion lined up in the container segment and all, right? And also this electrical switchgear and all. So would it kind of, be having too much on our plate to kind of take care of? I mean, what are your management thoughts on these two parts of this modular branded kitchen segment?
I don't know, address it in three. The first thing is we know the kitchen business. It's not new to us. In the year 2011-12, we were rationalizing several of our businesses, and then we let go this kitchen business. The second thing is, I think we were early in time then. But the way we make kitchens is not the way generally what it is already existing. I did explain to you about the shirt, that is a customized shirt versus a factory made. On production lines, how we make a shirt. So a customized shirt, even at a cost of 1,000 rupees, you may not be very sure of the quality of the stitching that you will get. But a shirt that is built in the factory at 75 rupees, definitely are assured of quality and all that. So that is the kind of manufacturing that we are planning or working on. So this is a ready offering. So there will be, it is like having different 36 different modules readily available. And from that we are picking and choosing. So including the carpenters or the existing kitchen sellers or our own the EBO stores or the online presence or even the modern retailers that we work with or the retailers that sell our appliances or the cookware. any of these people can be participate in the selling of this kitchen.
Okay. And just one last question on this particular business.
Mr. Shah, may we request that you return to the question queue?
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ashish Upkanlawar from Invesco Investment Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Sir, just had a question on the earlier CFO not being there with you anymore. So, anything to share on, abrupt exit of that of the person?
So I can't call this abrupt. Shashi was, I can say, really did all that he was supposed to do at Kraft. We really appreciate his contribution to the company. So he came at a time when, of course, the company was going through recalibration of the business and all that. And we were also working on the IPO. And then I think we did a very successful both IPO and listing. And that is what was exciting for him. And he definitely, as a professional, believes that he can replicate this and do this in smaller companies and contribute better than what he already did. Is what I think. It's not that exactly I can share what his thoughts are. This is what we have discussed. We should all appreciate that as professionals, if they are more excited with something better, and if it is good for their growth, I don't think it is wise to push them or emotionally bind them to stay back. Fortunately for us, we also found one very young, energetic Balaji to replace him. So I think this was then.
Yeah, so the transition to Mr. Balaji, there was a certain common time that they spent together. Is it that way?
Come back?
The transition of because this is a very pretty important position in the management, CFO. So the transition to Mr. Balaji, they worked together for some common time, is it? Maybe
so both while Shashi has already taken the role in a new company, he is available for this quarter. That is his commitment to the company that he would want to see through the financials for this year, not as a professional, but as being part of this company for the years that we spent here. He is available there. Of course, there was not an official term because Balaji also was serving the previous company, but he would definitely gotten hold of. There is a kind of a transition that has happened, not on professional timelines clashing together, but they're not both at the same time.
Hello.
Several interactions when Balaji was at the company's premises, understanding the transition.
Okay. Sir, one more thing I wanted to ask on this new business. So the kitchen business, you mentioned something about the pricing that you're looking at. Can you just elaborate more on this? What kind of segments are you targeting?
Of how aggressive we are on our offering of the kitchen. It's a complete kitchen with the cook, with the countertop, with a sink, with a chimney, with a cooktop, and then the initial price range can also start as low as less than 70,000 rupees. Delivered, installed at the consumer's place.
Okay. And we have already done pilots for that in certain cities, is it?
I want to repeat that we have a fair knowledge of the kitchen business. Between 2006 and 2011, we had built this system of RTA, and we are doing it well. Of course, we were outsourcing then. The company was relatively smaller and addressing a smaller market, and we were little early in time. All these factors, and more importantly, when we wanted to rationalize our business because of challenging situations in those times, one of the business that we let go was the kitchen. Otherwise, we know the kitchen business.
Okay, so this will be a pan-India kind of approach, especially in key cities.
Start with the markets closer to the factory at Bangalore, but ultimately the plan is to be across the country.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kalpit Narvekar from Alliance Global Investors. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah. Very clear.
Thanks for taking my question, sir. So, firstly, I think I missed the answer to this one, but what are your expectations around the margin profile for this business? Is it the same range, 11-12% as the kitchen business?
I think for the company as a policy, we would want to protect the current levels of margin, and we would then want to be as aggressive. So at the current levels, we are in any segment of business that we are, for the consumer, we are very aggressive.
Okay, sir. And could you and what? How does the capex requirements for this business look versus your current business? Is it so you don't need to do any additional capex, is it?
I think I can repeat.
To get to the 3% market, sorry, to get to the 3% market share, you don't need any additional capex.
No, it's not that. So we are investing on the kitchen business. We are setting up a new factory that is within the premises of Kraft, and then we are adding some automated lines apart from the existing infrastructure that we have acquired from Smith. Apart from the payment that we are making to acquire the business of Skava, there is going to be continuous investment on the tools, molds and tools that we continue to do. This is applicable to our existing business also, as and when we make new models, new molds have to be invested. I mean, we keep on investing. So that an ongoing capex is always there, but relative to the size of business is all very, very small.
Okay, sir. And could you so you mentioned it's like a 120 billion market or something, right? 12,000 crores or something. So could you share some color on who are the top few players, and what is your strategy around pricing versus those players? Do you plan to price at a discount versus them, or what are your thoughts around that?
So there are several players in this segment. It's a very crowded segment, but we also have experienced this with our bulbs. We are growing at a bit, at least 4 or 5 times the rate that the industry is growing. So we believe that we have different capabilities which are difficult or better than the industry. The 3 same capabilities that we believe: we are good at manufacturing, so we control our costs. We are good at distribution or creating network, and we are good with our brand. So all these 3 strengths are collectively unique to us. Maybe companies will have a strong brand, or companies may have strong manufacturing foray, or they have only distribution and no brand. All these 3 in one, I think, is a very formidable force which can make any business successful. Of course, there could be discovery, learning in the process that we do, but we are very confident of overcoming any of those challenges.
Thank you. Mr. Narvekar, may we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
The next question is from the line of Abhishek Maheshwari from SkyRidge Wealth Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good evening, and thank you for taking my questions. Am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I have 2 questions. So this a follow-up on modular kitchens. So is it? I'm assuming it's like IKEA, where you go to the showroom and you see customized kitchens made, right? So won't this business require you to have retail space and show different varieties and designs of kitchens? So what's the plan for that? Have you rented a space to display those designs, or is it a booklet or something like that?
To start with, we have around 68 Gilma stores where we want to display these kitchens, but we'll also work with the various existing kitchen players in the market. That includes carpenters. So these are modules of kitchens which, when put together, we also have a back-end software which supports all this, and the strong CRM which will address any customer need. Even remotely, the customer can post his dimensions on, share the dimensions on our CRM, and then we will design some options of kitchens to them, and this can be delivered. We have a network of our own service franchises or our own service technicians across the country who are going to be trained on installing these kitchens, and within 4 to 6 hours, our own people will be able to install the kitchen. That is a kind of system that we want to follow.
Okay. So, sir, on pilot basis, you plan to start in Bengaluru, and then, depending on the market response, you would gradually, enter other cities, right?
Yeah, something like this.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, and my second question is regarding your current demand scenario. So we are hearing that a lot of players, FMCG players and all, are facing demand issues and all. So are you facing a similar scenario, or all good in your hood?
So I'll tell you, the business itself, we believe that there are seasonalities. The second and third quarter are stronger quarters compared to the first and the last. So compared to the years in the past, we are seeing growth.
Okay.
And compared to the similar quarters in the past, we are seeing higher, better demand than what we have been doing in the past. So it is unfair to say that there is a slowdown in demand. But if you will compare it with the second and third quarter, obviously we don't see that the fourth quarter should be the same. It has never historically been, because the way the country works, most of the festivals, which is sometimes driving the business, is all fall in the second and third quarter.
Understood, sir. And sir, were we able to take a price hike like we had discussed initially, or we had let go of that because?
Yes, we have taken a price hike from this quarter. We have passed on a price hike.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll get back in the queue, and I welcome Mr. Balaji to the team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Binoy Zariwala from Sunidhi Securities and Finance Limited. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. The question is on the Skava business. I was just going through some brief background of Skava, and I found that it was written that it was established as a JV of New Light Global Tech US in 2005. So can you just help me with what was the background of Skava, and since we've acquired this business on a sum sale basis, was the JV partner dormant, or he was not keen on buying out and scaling up this particular business?
So that is a very old history. Of course, the entrepreneur was a trader. Therefore, he started in 2001, and he was very innovative in his approach. And of course, the products that he built were, again, I tell you, at a very premium offering to the market. So generally, to build a market with a premium offering, requires, of course, long-term vision and enough capital to sustain the process of this growth. And that's a long time back technical arrangement that they had. But now the business is on its own and was run by the existing promoter, whom the arrangement is that we have bought this business, and then the minimum time that will have to spend at Kraft is 4 years to build the business, and also the opportunity for him to continue to grow with the company is there.
Understood. And as a part of this transaction, are we also acquiring any assets and liabilities?
So that's why it's a slump sale. So we are only acquiring assets and no liabilities. We are acquiring the rights of the brand, including the name of the company and all that. But it is not the company buyout; it is a business buyout.
So no inventory, no debtors, nothing coming along with this.
Debtors, no inventory, and no liabilities, no bank liabilities, no private liabilities.
Okay. And as on date, how does Skava manufacture its product? Does it have a small plant of its own, or gets it manufactured from outside, or how does that work?
So in this business, generally how it works, of course, they in the past had their own manufacturing facility. At some point of time, they outsourced the facility. But how this works is the molds and the designs belong to the brand of the company which gets it manufactured. There will be third-party assembly line or third-party molding facilities which will do it for them. So the current arrangement is like that. But as Kraft, we always believe to control the end-to-end manufacturing. We have enough capability for assembling. Of course, we have enough capability for molding. And all the molds or any assets that are there in the company will all, including the IPR rights and all that, all will be transferred to Kraft. That's what when due diligence is exactly this. So based on whatever is on the balance sheet, every investment in any capacity that has been made will be transferred to Skava.
Understood. Understood. And sir, last couple of points. One is that I understand that this is synergistic to the Pigeon LED business and distribution channel. But as on date, how does Skava sell its product? Is it more online? Does it have a distribution of its own? And the last question was, on a steady state basis, our ideology, the pricing ideology that we have of cost plus basis and having a margin of 33 to 35% gross margin, would it be also applied to this business?
Yeah, I think fundamentally we follow the fundamentals of this gross margin, so that will continue. Of course, there would be a little incremental cost in the initial quarters, but very soon. But we believe that the business itself from day one will be profitable. And the channel that they currently have, of course, they have their own distribution channel. Is not as strong as Kraft, but they have their own channel, and they also have an additional channel which they excite the architects and the interior designers. They generate a lot of leads and demand through this channel. I think we'll continue to have that channel also, which will be additional over and above what Kraft currently has.
Understood. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Ranade from Goldman Sachs Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Just one quick question on the kitchen, modular kitchen, foray. Just wanted to understand if this will also entail any exposure to developers for us in terms of the modular kitchen solution going into the, under construction building before it is sold to the ultimate customer. Would that also be the...
We would explore all possibilities to reach the consumer through the developer. Ideally, we would not want to directly deal with any large-scale developers. We would want to engage with them wherever there is a possibility to sell to all the retail consumers through this developer. That is, if there is a developer and he wants to make an offering to his consumers where we can build a kitchen for them. It could be so. There are several inquiries already that we have where there are large consumers, but individually we'll be dealing with each of these consumers. For us to deal with large builders, I don't think that is attractive. It does not excite us.
So then it will go to the customer as a brand, as in the way why I wanted to ask is you want to kind of keep your own brand rather than it being just a solution through a developer and the customer not knowing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wherever there is no question of doing any unbranded or any third party or any private labeling for anybody. There's absolutely no thoughts of that. Those at the moment. It's purely to do with our Pigeon and Gilma brands.
Got it. And as in the name of the brand, will it be something different from Pigeon? Will it be Mexmate or just?
Yes, these are two different levels, and so of course the appliances also in the Gilma brand are different to the Pigeon brand. They are at different levels.
Yeah. So suppose you are selling something from the Gilma stores, then it will have a different branding than what it will be. Okay. Understood. All right. Thank you. I'll step back.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhimanyu Ola from GrowthX Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thanks for taking my question. Good evening. Most of the questions are already answered. I just had one question. Regarding our strategy in the electrical segment, are you also looking to expand into other segments, say fans?
So actually there are several segments which are no to fixed though, but currently I tell you that we are very excited with the extension on the kitchen, within the kitchen and the home at the small level. For some crazy reason, we are not excited with the fan business. Of course, we believe that we can excel in any of the categories where the current peer group are at a higher margin to what we can offer. And we don't want to get into a very highly competitive market where we'll have to dilute our margins. So particularly the fan does not excite us, particularly the business of fans. But in the small appliances, there are several products that we will continue to keep on exploring manufacturing them. which have already acquired scale in the country, and wherever we can replace the imports in the country, we will continue to do that.
Okay. And would you be able to tell the latest half-year financial for Skava, or that's not disclosable?
Come back there, sorry.
Can you tell us the turnover for the latest half year for Skava Electric, or is that not?
It is the same range. They are not growing. They are at the same level of last year.
5 crores.
Yeah, could be.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of VP Rajesh from Banyan Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. I have a couple of questions on the kitchen business. So you said you were earlier in that business for a long time. So what has changed that prompted you to go back into that business? And then the second question is, you said there are a lot of competitors in that market. So my question is, why no one has been able to scale up their business so that they can be a clear market leader? And what will we do differently to become a market leader in that crowded space?
So I'll have to explain it a little differently. The developed world, only it is only the branded kitchens that sell. If you will want to compare it with the US market or the European market. So we were little early in time. In India, for some reason, whatever reason, the comfort was to get it done from the known carpenter. Both today you have a challenge with the execution team with the local carpenters. One, there is also a wide. It's a lot of today there is a lot of the experience in the consumer about the modular kitchen. So more and more families who are building the new kitchens are looking at that. And also, at the current cost level that we want to offer the kitchen, it becomes very, very attractive to acquire this kitchen rather than custom built it. So all these are giving us confidence of getting into this business. It's not that when we were doing this business of kitchens, it was not that it was not very, it was profitable even then. But there was a reason for us to consider rationalizing businesses. And so we chose to focus on business that we continue to do. This was always there. This, in our opinion, now is the right time that we get into this segment. And only time can tell that when we'll be leaders, because the kind of offering that we have, it is a little different. It is like a consumer product. It's not like customized, building one customized kitchen. It's like, across the shelf you can design and buy. So maybe this morning if you decide to build a kitchen, and maybe the next morning the kitchen is already installed. It's the kind of offering that we do.
I see. Okay. And then the second question about the market leader currently, and why have they not been able to scale up? If you can just throw some light on the industry dynamics.
So the kitchen industry today is dominated by the global players, and their offerings are very, at a different level than what we want to do. So today in this segment there is no player. We will be the initial. We are replacing the carpenters. We are replacing the unorganized players. But if you ask me at the price point that we offer, there is no player today.
So all the players like Heritage, etc., they are at the super premium end, and you are coming at the, let's say, mid-level or lower mid-level. Is that the way to think about your entry into this market?
I think when we could not, it was not audible. Can you please repeat?
I'm sorry. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that you're saying there is no competitor in the price segment. Are you saying that because multinational companies like Heritage, they are at the top end and maybe super luxury, etc., and you are entering at a price point which may be considered as the sort of mid-low end or something like that? I'm just trying to understand the industry dynamics.
There's a huge difference. First of all, the name that you mentioned, they're not in the business of kitchens. They are supporting the kitchen industry. They make accessories for the kitchen for manufacturing the kitchens. But there are several companies at a different, the price point could be different. In the offering that we had, I said that we can offer a kitchen at even 70,000 rupees, and this includes all appliances. Normally, the kitchens that are sold as branded, and if they're offered by these large players, you don't even get the appliances at this price. Forget the kitchen.
I see. Okay. And then on the Skava side, what kind of incentives are you giving to the entrepreneurs so that you can really build this business within your umbrella brand?
Incentives for whom? Sorry, we lost you in between again. There was an echo.
Yeah. So you said the Skava entrepreneur will be with you for the next 4 years. And my question is that what kind of incentives are you providing him to scale up this business within your company?
Yeah, there is a package that is attractive enough for him to be a member of the Kraft family, to head this business. Very aggressive plan that we have to head and build the business on the plan that has been discussed. So definitely there's a very attractive plan for him.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Any of the Kraft members, I think they're excited with whatever they contribute and whatever learning and gain that they make. It will not be possible for me to disclose the exact number. But it's like for any business side, the kind of salaries that we offer or the kind of incentives, I can say it is as attractive as that.
Thank you. Mr. Rajesh, may we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pankit Shah from Denaro Wealth. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. My question is with regards to the industry size, what you mentioned that electrical switches and accessories is about 12,000 crore market size, and we are targeting some 3% in like next 3-4 years. So are we talking that the switches and accessories business, this new Skava business, will contribute say 300-350 crore over a period of 3 years?
Yeah, that's what we believe.
So currently, in a normal scenario also, Skava contributed say 30 crore like before 2 years. We are talking about scaling the business like 10-12x in next 3 years. So what are the levers there? I understand the distribution network we have through our LED business that will be used. What other things you think that are will help us to reach from 30 to 300?
And distribution. I'll repeat again. Innovation, quality, price, brand, and distribution network.
Right. So, of course, distribution is already there, brand is already there. Then what stops us from getting it earlier? Are we being conservative then in like next 3 years?
I think it's a very hypothetical question. I don't think anybody in this world can answer this question.
Right.
Why was I not born when Mahatma Gandhi did not exist so that I could have got the independence of this country? Sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Lodaya from ValueQuest Investment Advisors. Please go ahead. Mr. Lodaya, your line is in talk mode. Please go ahead with your question.
About MedSmith. So what exactly?
We were not able to hear you, sir. Please repeat your question. Thank you.
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to understand about MedSmith. What exactly, we have acquired by paying this 84 lakh, and, what is the current production capacity we have in that particular facility, and is there any past sales they would be doing in this business?
No. So it's a complete buyout of the complete infrastructure that was making modular furniture, including the kitchen. Kitchen was not the main product for them. They were selling some products online and such, like office. Some furniture, particularly in the pandemic period, they found a lot of advantage in selling office table kind of furniture and similar. But our focus is on the kitchen. But the infrastructure is the same. 100% of the infrastructure that includes all the machines, the team that includes the manufacturing of this, and also the support from the promoter to build scale this business both in design and at the manufacturing. That is the kind of commitment we have. So we only acquired their what do you call manufacturing, complete manufacturing. We can actually make kitchens even without adding anything. But what we are actually doing is we are making these lines, high-speed lines, so that we can produce in mass, and then that can give economy of scale, and that exactly is the business proposition.
Okay, and that will be done in our existing facility in Bangalore, right?
This thing is we have the space, we have enough land, but we are building a new shed for this.
Okay, and will we be using this MedSmith brand itself, or it will be under Pigeon?
No, it is under the Pigeon, and MedSmith only is a company's name, and they were kind of doing it unorganized, but these are being sold under the Pigeon and Gilma brands.
Okay, and just lastly, how many electrical outlet we have currently in distribution for Pigeon LED?
We have 24,000 outlets that we sell, retail outlets.
Electrical outlet, right?
Yeah, they are all electrical outlets.
Okay. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Mehta from GK Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir, thanks for the opportunity. Though most of the questions has been answered, my question is a little broad-based. So, with regards to our consolidated business, we have been given guidance of 20 to 25% growth per annum. So with these two latest acquisitions, so how does the growth trajectory changes for the consolidated business? That 2,000 crore revenue target which we have in mind, will we be revising it quite a little early then?
So it's not that we would have said you any exact number, but we aspire to grow at 25%. Growing by 23 or 27%, 2-3% this way or that way, I don't think it really changes. Of course, this gives additional thrust to the overall growth of the company. This adds to the growth of the company. It is both opportunity, the current scenario, all this will contribute. I mean, that the times that we are going to see in the future will contribute to the growth. But with the current scenario, we are very confident that the existing businesses can grow at 25%. This can add additionally to the business. So particularly when we are talking about that electrical business being 500 crores, that is a combination of our LED and all this. So this actually, it becomes one vertical of our business. We call this electrical now. And so the switches and all this will be part of that. The kitchen business is part of our existing range of kitchen offerings that we do. So, we believe that in the next 3-4 years, these businesses will contribute to about 20% of our business.
Both this modular and electrical combined, 20%.
Yeah. The additional new business that we have acquired or we want to build will contribute to about 20% of our overall revenue.
Okay. That's it, sir, and all the best to you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Binoy Zariwala from Sunidhi Security and Finance Limited. Please go ahead.
Just one question on the modular kitchen business. So you said that along with your Skava business in the distribution that they have currently, they have distribution from they have tie-ups with architects and developers as well. So can you leverage that for the modular kitchen business? Is it possible?
I think that is already in the plan. That the team that is working with the architects is not that the architects buy, they influence the sale. So they are kind of influencers. And so the same team that is going to work with the architects and the interior designers will also work for the kitchens. That is already in the plan.
Understood. And Rajendraji, the modular kitchen business, you said you will be under the brands of Pigeon and Gilma, right?
Yeah, right.
And Pigeon brand will not be sold via Gilma stores. That will be only Gilma brand which will be stores in.
Yeah. These are totally different level products and offering the consumer segments are different. We never sell a Pigeon product in the Gilma store, and we don't sell Gilma in the regular general trade. It's sold in exclusive outlets of Gilma.
And the modular kitchen business also will operate on a GM of 33-35% kind of? Or is there another a different markup?
For us, that is the guiding line for doing any business, and I think we'll stick to this.
Understood. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take the last question from the line of Devesh, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Most of my questions have been answered. Just more of a transitional information. Any of these new business lines, would they qualify for any of the PLI schemes or any plans around that?
We already have a PLI for our LED business. The investments that we are actually one of the approved PLI, under the PLI we are one of the approved companies for the LED business.
Got it, sir. And if you could just, for a qualitative inference that, you sort of called out that after 3-4 years, you would have about 3 verticals, right? One is more around electrical and accessories. Second is currently the core kitchen appliances business. And the third is probably, this emerging set of modular kitchen and things like that, right? Would that be a right way to look at the organization 3 years down the line?
Yeah, I think you're reading exactly what we are thinking.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. All the best.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Rajendra Gandhi for closing comments.
I thank each one of you for having participated in that very interesting conversations that we have had. I hope we are able to answer many of your queries. But if you still have any queries, you can always reach out to our investing relations partners who are there now. And you can also reach out to our CFO, of course, new member of the Skava family. Thank you again for this evening's very exciting discussion.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any further questions, please email at irfan.raeen@lincolntime.co.in. On behalf of Orient Capital, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.